Hello, and welcome back to PIHOA Network, where we delve deep into the post-independence history of Africa. Today, we journey to the warm heart of Africa, Malawi. This moniker is earned due to its incredible friendly people, vibrant culture, and stunning natural beauty, like the shimmering Lake Malawi. Malawi is bordered by Tanzania to the north and northeast, Mozambique to the south, and Zambia to the west. British Central African Protectorate was established over the territory in 1891. Later renamed Nyasaland Protectorate in 1907. European settlers arrived and a cash crop economy introduced based on tea, coffee, and tobacco. Locals migrating to labor in South African mines was also common. Nyasaland African Congress (NAC) was formed in 1944, inspired by events in South Africa. NAC also became popular among Malawian diaspora in the region. Between 1953 and 1963, the British colonies of Northern and Southern Rhodesia, as well as Nyasaland, were consolidated into Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland. This decision did not appeal to the native population. On the request of NAC leaders, Hastings Kamuzu Banda, a Malawian doctor in diaspora, returned in 1958 after decades abroad and assumed leadership of NAC. In 1960, the party was renamed Malawi Congress Party (MCP). MCP won the 1961 election and took part in the 1962 Constitutional Congress in London. A new constitution of 1963 granted internal self-government, and Malawi gained independence on 6 July 1964 with Banda as Prime Minister. A month after independence was faced by a revolt which came to be known as the Cabinet Crisis of 1964. The crisis was caused by, among other reasons, Banda's high-handedness and the government's stand on South Africa and Portugal. Subsequently, Malawi was isolated by fellow African states. In 1966, Malawi became a republic under a one-party state with Banda as president. An informal regional grouping, frontline states, were formed to campaign for an end to white minority rule in Southern Africa. Malawi did not participate in the effort. Having established diplomatic relations with pro-Western South Africa and Portugal, an anti-communist, Banda justified his relations with white minority governments to their pro-Western stand. In 1971, Banda became president for life for Malawi and developed a cultic system leading to human rights violations. He also made an official visit to South Africa in 1971, following a similar one by a South African Prime Minister the previous year. He received a loan from South Africa needed to build a new capital in Lilongwe. This enabled him to move the capital from Zomba to Lilongwe in 1975. In 1975, Mozambique gained independence from Portugal under a Marxist regime. A civil war soon broke out, pitting the new government against Rhodesian-backed rebels. Malawi, which had negotiated for access to a seaport in Mozambique, found itself at crossroads. In 1980, Malawi joined regional efforts to contain economic dependency on South Africa, but maintained ties with South Africa. Towards the end of 1980s, an imminent end to the Cold War changed global politics. This put pressure on Banda's government to implement changes. A referendum was held in June 1993, which adopted multi-party democracy. Multi-party elections were held in 1994, and Banda lost to Bakili Muluzi of United Democratic Front, UDF. A new constitution was formally promulgated in 1995. The new government expanded human rights, which had been stifled under the one-party state. Foreign relations were improved, especially with regional countries. Muluzi was re-elected in 1999, defeating an alliance led by MCP but failed in his quest to seek a third term. He handpicked Bingu wa Mutharika as his preferred successor. Mutharika won the 2004 presidency but failed to gain parliamentary majority. Mutharika's anti-corruption campaign caused him to abandon UDF in 2005, founding the Democratic Progressive Party (DPP). He used it to win the 2009 elections but died of heart attack in 2012. His vice president Joyce Banda took over the helm. Banda had been sacked as DPP vice president in 2010 but remained country vice president with support of the court. She ruled under the People's Party (PP) but lost the 2014 election. Peter Mutharika, a brother to Bingu wa Mutharika of DPP, became president. His rule experienced public discontent due to corruption, food shortages, and power cuts. In the 2019 election, Mutharika's victory against Lazarus Chakwera and Saul's Chilima was annulled by the court, and fresh presidential election ordered under new legislation. Chakwera contested and won, this time with Chilima as running mate. In 2022, Vice President Chilima was accused of corruption. Those charges were dropped in 2024 for reasons deemed to include national security. He died in a plane crash in June 2024. Malawi has undergone a tumultuous post-independence history. It was run under Kamuzu Banda dictatorship and redefined the spirit of Africa unity by engaging with oppressive regimes. The end of Cold War politics ushered in democracy, which is still evolving. And there you have it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Pihowa Network for more fascinating stories from across the continent. Thank you.